Hi, my name is Neliswa and I'm a culinary disruptor from Eswatini. Now, over the past couple of months, I've been exploring indigenous food and long-forgotten flavors in an attempt to decolonize our palate, one recipe, one meal at a time. So I'm excited to have partnered with the World Vegetable Center through their TAVI Initiative to bring you a series of indigenous culinary exploits. Now, in case you're asking yourself, so who is TAVI? Well, TAVI is the Taiwan-Africa Vegetable Initiative that is implemented by the World Vegetable Center. Now, their objective is very simple, and it is to give visibility, amplify the production, consumption, and utilization of traditional African vegetables. Now, let's cook. The very first ingredient that we will try is the very humble okra, also known as Mandwandwa. Now, if you didn't grow up in a home that served Mandwandwa with pap, then you probably have seen it making waves on the internet for its benefits around femininity. But today we are going to be exploring its culinary prowess. So we are going to make 3 dishes today: an appetizer, a main dish, and a dessert. So a very important step when working with okra is the blanching process. Psst, hey you. So for those who don't know what blanching is, it's just a fancy word for steaming. It's nothing complicated. So this kind of sets the whole tone for how you're going to use your okra. But if you start like this, then you can use it for absolutely anything, from desserts to appetizers and main dishes. So you just need a pot. You're going to need salt water, or you can throw in some bicarbonate, about a teaspoon of it. Throw it into a pot, then add your okra, and then you're going to pour some hot water. Okay. So we're kicking things off with an appetizer. We're going to be doing a Mandwandwa spring roll. So the ingredients that you're going to need for this is a cabbage slaw. You can throw in some carrots, spinach, onions, just have fun with it. And you're gonna need rice paper. And lastly, of course, the okra itself. Let's get into it. So you're gonna take your rice paper, dip it into water, make sure it is perfectly immersed into the water, and then take it out. It is going to feel a little bit dry, but it will work just fine. So I use 2 sheets for 1 roll. I feel like it just becomes much more secure if you do it that way. And then you're going to layer your cabbage slaw in no particular fashion, honestly. Just have fun with it. And then just a little bit of that. And finally, and most importantly, the okra itself. You can put 1, you can put 2. I normally put 1 big one and 1 small one. Then the fun part is actually rolling it up. And here, there's really no method or perfect way to do it. You can do it your way, or whatever makes sense to you. So this is how the spring roll looks like when it's all wrapped. Now we're going to take it to the pan sear it for about 5-6 minutes. It should be done, and we'll move on to the next step. And now we're done with our appetizer, and as you know it, an appetizer has to look appetizing, and this is what we have right now. This is especially how it looks like. It looks crunchy, it looks golden. We're going to be plating this in these mini cups. We're going to use a white sauce, yogurt, garlic, and mint. Then we're going to put the spring roll in, and then we're going to garnish with a bit of herbs, and we're going to introduce a little bit of heat just so that it adds a bit of character to our appetizer. Let's do it. And now it's time for the main. So what we're going to be doing is a chicken. We're going to pan sear a cajun chicken, but we're going to stuff it with the okra, tie it up, give it a pan sear, and we're going to serve that with baked potatoes, cherry tomatoes, and a sprinkle of bacon. And now that I've stuffed up my chicken thighs with the okra, it's time to tie them up. And now one last step before we pop it in the pan, more seasoning. So we're going to pan sear these 5 minutes on each side, just so that we ensure that our chicken is cooked as well as our okra on the inside. We want to also retain the juices while we are cooking. And I'm adding some herbs, fresh oranges, just to elevate the flavor profile of our Cajun chicken and okra. So the chicken is done, the potatoes are done, it's time for the fun part, plating. So now we are done plating, and this is what the final dish looks like. So here we do have the baked potatoes with the cherry tomatoes. We've sprinkled some bacon on there. We do have the Cajun chicken that is stuffed with okra. And we obviously sprinkled a bit of bacon, because why not? And some edible flowers. So you can pair this with the white sauce or have it just as it is. And now it's time for dessert. So for the dessert, you're going to need 2 frozen bananas, as well as about 10 medium-sized okra pods, blanched of course, and you're going to need about 2 cups of coconut milk. So when you're done blending, now I'm just going to be pouring this into a freezer safe bowl, as well as an ice cream mold, and then you're going to freeze that for about 4 or 5 hours, and it should be ready to go. And now fast forward to 4 or 5 hours later, our Mandwandwa ice cream is ready, and we're about to plate the other one because we're going to scoop it in and serve it differently. And now we're done with the 3 dishes that we're preparing today. Now, you make sure to visit the World Vegetable Center website to learn more about their other initiatives that they're doing in making sure that we are building sustainable food systems in Africa. And in their project of preserving indigenous food, they also have documented some recipes that celebrate our forgotten flavors and forgotten ingredients. It's called Gudla Kwagiti. And this project that we've been doing on this episode was just one of many ways we can disrupt the culinary space in as far as indigenous food is concerned. Until next time.